It's super duper long lasting. I get 10 hours, if not more. This fragrance is exquisite. It has dark chocolate, it has caramel, it has vanilla. It's just a stunner. But it's a very elegant fragrance, totally fit for a queen. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I review fragrances. My name is Giselle. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you are one of my loyal returning subscribers. And guys, today is all about smelling delicious all day. So let's get into it. The first fragrance I have on my list today is Via Cavour 1 by Zerjoff. So in full transparency, this is a collaboration with Twisted Lily. I don't just collaborate with them as a content creator. I'm also a customer. I've been a customer of Twisted Lily for years, and you know, it's 100% legit. I trust them 100%, and that's why I decided to collaborate. I'm very picky with my collaborations. I don't just collaborate with any brand I come across with. And yeah, they sent me this beautiful, gorgeous perfume, and I'm here to talk about it today. So Via Cavour 1 takes the name from the street where the Zerjoff boutique in Turin, in Torino, in Italy, it's located. Wow, it's really, really beautiful. It is a very elegant, grown-up gourmand, and it has gourmand notes. It has dark chocolate, it has caramel, it has vanilla. However, it's done in a way that it doesn't smell like the typical gourmand fragrances. So if you're looking for a fragrance with chocolate or a caramel fragrance, this is not going to do the job for you. However, if you're looking for a beautiful, elegant, sweet, juicy, grown gourmand fragrance, Via Cavour is the one you need to try. Wow. Wow, it's so stunning, guys. So Via Cavour has top notes of quince and peach, so it opens very fruity, very juicy, and when it starts transitioning, you will start getting more of the rose, which is in the heart notes, and also a tad bit of sweetness from the dark chocolate note, which is also in the heart notes. And it's dark chocolate, so it's not the milk chocolate type of accord that we typically find in gourmand fragrances or the edible gourmand fragrances. In fact, if you don't read the notes, you wouldn't guess it has chocolate, it has caramel. This fragrance is exquisite. It is a gourmand, but it's a very elegant gourmand, and it's what I would call a grown-up gourmand type of scent. For example, if you're like me, that you like gourmand fragrances, you appreciate gourmand notes, but you don't want to smell like a piece of cake, then I highly encourage you to try Via Cavour. It's beautiful. It's very different from the typical Zerjoff DNA, and I bring that up because I heard people saying that they don't like the fragrances from this house, they don't work for them. But Zerjoff, I mean, I have many fragrances from the house, and they are all very different. Although Zerjoff has a very distinctive DNA, they have a few fragrances that completely detach from that typical recognizable DNA that some people don't like. And this is one of those. No, it's not as gourmand as Lyra, but I think it's way more elegant. It smells way more sophisticated and way more luxurious as well, while still smelling sweet and gourmand, but as I said, in a grown-up way. Via Cavour 1 also has caramel and vanilla in the dry down. However, to me, the most dominant note here is vanilla. So yeah, this is a vanilla fragrance, no doubt. It's just that it doesn't smell edible. Wow, it smells so good, so different, so sophisticated. On my skin, it lasts about 5 or 6 hours. I have a friend who has this fragrance, and she tells me that on her skin, it lasts 8 to 10 hours, but you know how it rolls, right? We are all different. We all have a different skin chemistry, pH, and everything. So everybody has a different experience. On my skin, it lasts about 5 hours, sometimes 6, but I'm pretty good with that because, as I always say, I like to change my fragrances throughout the day. I like to wear different fragrances throughout the day, depending on my mood, or maybe depending on where I'm going. I'm okay with 5 or 6 hours of lasting power, but that's something personal. Give it a try. My friend has a different experience. On her skin, it lasts even longer, but it's a beauty. It's a beauty. Via Cavour 1 was kind of elusive in the US. It was very, very hard to find until a few months ago. Now it's available here, and I have a coupon code for you. You can get a 10% off at twistedlily.com. So I'll link it down below. Yeah, I highly encourage you to try it if you like, again, sweet, grown-up gourmand fragrances that smell very elegant and they are still vanilla dominant. You definitely need to try Via Cavour one. The next fragrance on my list is the Hedonist by ex Nihilo, and now this is the 𝘽𝙧𝙖𝙧𝙧. This is the new 𝘽𝙧𝙧 de Parfum. I also have the Eau de Parfum, but this is 𝘽𝙧𝙧, and I am in love. In fact, yesterday I had an event and the speaker was about to start, and suddenly he stopped and he said, "Who's smelling this good here? I can't even focus. I can't even get started." And the people who were with me at the table, they all pointed at me and they say, "It's her, it's her. We said the same when we arrived." So yeah, it has great projection and it seems to be a very mass appealing fragrance. Guys, the Hedonist 𝘽𝙧𝙖, it's something else. It's something different. I have the original, which I absolutely love. The original, the Hedonist. However, I think the original leans more masculine. It's completely unisex, but it leans more masculine. The 𝘽𝙧𝙧 version, it's way more feminine. And I think it has to do with the lychee note they added, which provides a watery aspect to it instead of being dry and icy. This fragrance, both the original and the 𝘽𝙧𝙧, have an icy or almost glassy aspect to it that I love. It's the type of, that type of scent that when you smell it, it reminds you of the winter. That typical icy, cool, or almost glassy, translucent quality. And in the original, the icy aspect is stronger, while here is toned down and it's more watery, it's more feminine. It's just a stunner. So, oh my goodness. Aside from lychee, the lychee is very noticeable here. But aside from the lychee, it also has grapefruit and bergamot. So the opening, it's very uplifting, it's very sparkly, it's very bright and very invigorating. It also has ginger. Ginger makes fragrances very sparkly as well. And it's very noticeable because when you feel something very, very sparkly, very bright, but it's not herbal and not green, highly likely there's ginger there. And this is exactly what this fragrance has. It's a very sensual, very rich, very intoxicating type of scent. The dry down is sweeter and it's woodsy, very woodsy. You don't get the woodsy aspect in the opening or even in the heart notes. But when the fragrance transitions and dries down, you will get more of those woodsy notes. It smells very upscale, very luxurious. Oh my God. Yeah, it definitely smells super duper expensive. It's bold, it's sexy, it's unapologetic. The dry down is absolutely beautiful. It's basically tonka and patchouli, but the most dominant note is tonka. The patchouli here is barely there, like barely there, and it's not the typical patchouli you probably have in mind, right? The dirty or the incensey type of patchouli, nothing like that. I don't like to talk about clean patchouli because honestly, there's no such a thing. There's no such a thing because there's no way that patchouli can be clean. Same like wood, right? It's not in their DNA. But in this particular case, if that's even a thing, I can say it's a very clean patchouli. It's barely there. It's not overwhelming at all. In fact, as I said, the most dominant note in the dry down is tonka. It's very beautiful, very cozy. It's super duper long lasting. I get 10 hours, if not more. And in this aspect, they did an upgrade compared to the original one. Sometimes, let me tell you something. Sometimes 𝘽𝙧𝙧 de Parfum smells totally different, or not totally different, but very different from the original, which justify having both, right? They are different enough. Now, in other cases, like this one, the 𝘽𝙧𝙧 smells very, very similar to the original, but it lasts way longer. And the original is pretty long lasting, but this one is like 10 times more powerful when it comes to performance. Also projection, sillage, seriously, it fills up a room with 2 sprays. So in this particular case, it smells very similar, but performance is very different. And it's also way more feminine than the original. So in this case, even if it smells pretty similar, I still think it's worth having both. This perfume is a head turner, as I was sharing with you when I started a few minutes ago. Although we're talking about an 𝘽𝙧𝙧 de Parfum, meaning the oil concentration is way higher, compared to an eau de parfum, for example. This fragrance is not aggressive or intrusive at all. It has a very strong presence. It is a head turner. However, it's not obnoxious. It's not in your face. It's not aggressive at all. So it's very, very beautiful. It's a typical nighttime scent. And although I like to wear fragrances and test fragrances throughout the year under different weather conditions, in this particular case, I would say it's a typical cold weather nighttime scent. So if you haven't yet, I highly encourage you to try it, even if you don't like the original. And the last fragrance I have on my list of smell delicious all day is Bois de Chai by Maison Crivelli. This is one of the most beautiful and elegant woodsy fragrances I have in my entire collection. It's so, so, so good. It's a fruity, woodsy, very clean and minimalist type of scent, although it's also very complex at the same time, but complex in the best possible way. It doesn't mean anything wrong. It's a very complex fragrance. However, it's blended to perfection. And when you smell this fragrance, it appears as if it is a very, clean, minimalist, simple perfume, but it's not. It's very unique. It has a very unique notes combination. It has blackcurrant. As I said before in one of my previous videos, blackcurrant can be a tricky, fruity note. It can be sweet, it can be juicy, which is mostly the way we find blackcurrant in perfumery, but it can also be green, and it's also used in woodsy fragrances. So what a fruit note, right? But yeah, it's very important here because woodsy fragrances, unless we are talking about sandalwood, woodsy fragrances in general can be dry, and the blackcurrant here plays a very important role because with its juiciness balances an otherwise kind of dry scent. It smells very upscale, very polished. When I don't know what to wear but I want to feel chic, polished, and put together, this is one of the fragrances I reach for. It's a daytime type of scent, but of course you can wear it during the night. 100% unisex. It leans a little bit more on the masculine side. However, it's, as I said, 100% unisex. I wear this fragrance. This is my second bottle and I love it. I always receive compliments. And usually when people smell this fragrance, tell me it smells very unique. And it does. It's a very unique woodsy scent. Usually woodsy fragrances are creamy if we have sandalwood, especially Mysore sandalwood, or they tend to be drier if we talk about cedar, or sometimes animalic if we talk about wood. But this one smells completely different. There's no denying it's a woodsy scent, but it smells completely different. So even if you are not into woodsy fragrances, I highly encourage you to try this one because it's a completely different take on your typical woodsy scent. Clean, minimalist, and super duper sophisticated. It's very long lasting. I get more than 8 hours. Projection is really, really strong. It projects for about 2 arm lengths, and that's not even overspraying. It's just with a couple spritzes, and it has a beautiful, beautiful sillage. So guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video about smelling delicious all day. Let me know if you would like to see a part 2, or if you want to see something else. I hear you, I read you, so leave the comments down below. And yeah, I'm here for you guys. I create content for you, so your opinion matters, and I would like to know what you want to see next. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.